So now that you know quite a few things about how AI works and how to work with it and sort of best practices and capabilities that AI has, and just things that you could do with AI, I think it's important that we discuss a little bit also, what to do with all this, right? What is the impact of this on some of the more important parts of what we're doing? Now, if you're a student, obviously a big part of what you do is learning, right? And there's a very big debate these days about the impacts of AI on learning, right? So there's some people who think it's the worst thing that ever happened. No one's ever going to learn anything anymore. And then there are others who think it's, the best thing ever because, everyone's now going to be able to learn however they like to learn, right? So basically there's some bad news, if you will, and there's some good news, right? Let's start with the bad news, right? I mean, AI is a great way of cheating, right? And that's a problem, right? It's a problem that so many of the ways that we pre-AI have sort of created methods to assess whether, for example, a student had learned something, right? Or for you to even assess from your own sense if you had learned something. There are now a variety of AI tools that can help you cheat, right? So that's bad, right? I mean, the most important thing here is really that more than anything else, if you use AI to cheat, you are very much, cheating yourself, right? Because you're not learning, right? If you just use AI, write a paper about this, and here's a paper, right? So you're going to get some sort of a paper, and it's going to be like mediocre, and you will obviously not have learned anything from that, right? So to me, what I say is like, if you are not motivated to learn, if you are not interested in learning, then AI might have a negative impact on your learning because it might help you cheat instead of learning, right? Now, you're not going to do that, of course, so let's get to the good news, which is that if you are motivated to learn, AI is very much good news, right? Because anything you want to learn, you can now learn, right? Any way that you find as a useful way for you to learn better, you can do, right? You can use AI to convert, for example, voice to texts and read it. You can use AI to convert texts to voice, to listen to, for example, a Notebook LM podcast about the topic while you go out for a run in the park, right? You can discuss with the AI whatever you want about a topic without worrying about, for example, asking a professor and worrying if that professor is going to be, surprised that you do not already know this, right? So you don't have to, you have 24/7. If you're studying in the middle of the night for, a big project you have due the next day, well, in the middle of the night, AI works too, right? And you can say, hey, I'm trying to understand this thing. Am I, right? You can say, hey, here's some things I've been working on. Can you please test me on this, right? I said, I've spent the last week trying to learn about, French history. Please ask me some questions so I can see if I, would be able to pass a test on this topic, right? So if you are motivated to learn, you can use all these different AI tools to just help you learn more and help you learn better.